Now we are live. Arpita ma'am, start the presentation now.
Should I start?
Now you should actually lower down the theme because the presentation will not be visible then. Okay.
Arpita, कुछ sound आ रहा है बेटा? It's not clear.
Sound. All right. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. We can hear you. But we have some sounds here in your background.
There is nothing in my place. I am actually alone, all alone.
Okay, maybe. Okay. Maybe from somewhere else.
From somewhere
Okay.
else, yeah.
I think it's from my side.
Okay. No, patients are paying us for that, so we should bear their sound. No problem.
Okay, shall I start then?
Yeah.
With the permission of all of you? All
You
right.
start with.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Revolutionary International Webinar Series by Afghanistan Homeopathic Medical Association and Homeopathy 360, which started from 7th of October and will continue till 15th October 2020. Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar by AHMA Homeopathy 360. A very warm afternoon to all our esteemed guests and colleagues. Hope you all are safe and secure at your places. For all of you who are joining us and have already joined, I, Dr. Arpita Chatterjee, heartily welcome you all. And before we begin, I would like to introduce you to B. Jain's online education platform, Homeopathy 360. It is one of the most updated portals for online publication of all kinds of course material for students, latest news and events, career opportunities, research updates, articles from great classics and contemporary practitioners, periodical literature, journals, videos, presentations, synopsis, etc. As always, Homeopathy 360 has tried to connect homeopaths worldwide and broadcast their talents all over the world. Afghanistan Homeopathic Medical Association, with whom this webinar series is being conducted, was founded in the year 2018 as the first Afghanistan Homeopathic Association, Afghanistan's leading homeopathic charity committed to the promotion and practice of homeopathy, collaborating with the association and organization which are working for the upliftment of homeopathy all over the world together on one platform. They believe that their contribution will make a real difference. Not testing much of your patience, let me tell you that the uniqueness of webinar lies in reaching each one of our learners personally and allowing every learners to raise questions to our speakers and get their answers right away. On your screen, you have a chat box wherein you can type your questions and send it to us by pressing the button next to the box. So you will all see a chat box there. So if you have any question, kindly type your questions and you can press the button next to it so that we can get your questions and can be asked to our speaker. Also, we would be running a question and answer session at the end of the webinar wherein you can clarify your queries. And we are very fortunate to have it with us, the organizing committee members, especially Dr. Ubaidullah Al-Hazmi, who is a founder and president of Afghanistan Homeopathic Medical Association. Thank you, sir, for being present with us here today. And we also have with us Professor Dr. Kavita R. Chandak, who is the board member of Afghanistan Homeopathic Medical Association. Madam, thank you for being with us here. She's also the professor in the Department of Repertory at PD Jain HMC Parwani International. And she's an international speaker and trainer as well. Ma'am, thank you to be present over here with us. And today's speaker is a very learned and experienced and very renowned homeopath and a practitioner of homeopathy, Dr. Kostas, who is from Greece. He was born in Greece. He studied medicine in the year 1980 to 1986 and served as a physician at the Hellenic Air Force Hospital for 27 consecutive years. He completed the specialty of radiology at Athens and received the postgraduate studies in neuroradiology in UCSF in 1996 at San Francisco, USA. He served as registrar and director of computed tomography at the 251 GHA. Since 1980, he studied homeopathic medicine. Initially, he was under the teacher of Dr. Aristarchos Samalidis and then George Vithoulkas. He worked for several years from 1990 to 2002 at the Athens Homeopathic Center at Moriarty. Since 1998, he is at the board of the Greek Society of Homeopathic Medicine, where he had held the position of president since 2003 to 2015. Moreover, for 6 years, he was a research associate of the Aegean University at the Masters of Classical Homeopathy and Holistic System. Today, he manages his private practice in Athens in collaboration with other homeopathic physicians. So I welcome you to our webinar series, and today he would be presenting to us the topic of neurosis and homeopathy. So I welcome you to this platform, and now, not wasting much of our times, I would now request you to please go ahead with your webinar series, your lecture.
Okay. Thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you very much for my participation in the International Revolutionary Webinar of AHMA. Thank you, especially Dr. Obadullah Hazmi, Kavita Sadak, and Jessica Aurora for all this very great webinar. Let's start. Neurosis and homeopathy and psychosis. Okay, neurosis. This was a lecture I made from 2008 in the University of Aegean, but I make some corrections now and some improvements. Next. So, neurosis and psychosis is a very big theme. Cogito ergo sum. Descartes was ill in North Italy, in a hospital in North Italy, and as he was sitting in a chair, he said this: "Cogito ergo sum." I think, therefore I am alive, because I think. And I can say that I have neurosis, therefore I think. Because when we think about everything, then neurosis comes with our thinking. Yes, do you listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Do you listen
to you? Yes,
yeah.
Sir. We are here.
Then, as Dr. Yagazi in a previous lecture said about the elephant has many different forms. Do not just read, but think critically, and you may interrupt and make questions. So, before Freud, there was not neurosis. It was epilepsy, chorea, tremors, hysteria, catalepsy, neurasthenia, and neuralgia. Neurosis is interference with instinctual life. What differs and diverges the instincts. Next. So we have unconscious instinctual life, primitive, and have desire and aversions. We have the super ego that it is in the top of everything and controls everything, the instinctual life, and the neurosis or character or idiosyncrasy. Next. Μια φορά πάτε το μόνο. Ναι. Οκ. Σταματά. Βγάλω το έξω για να μην βγάλω το έξω. Okay. So, all begins with a perigenital emotional trauma. that makes an emotional plug like miasm, and from miasm we go to neurosis. Apart from fears, continuous self-cleaning, microphobia, repeats things, makes errors, fear of cancer, many remedies. I just write one remedy. Panic attacks, many remedies there. Next. We have an anxiety, fastidiousness, many remedies, like arsenicum, nux vomica, impulsiveness, impatience, critical, contradictions, loquacity, threat. So, as we go on in the years, we have the character, which has these three composites: emotional, cognitive, and behavioral. And these three altogether goes to the center, the character. This psychiatrist with psychoanalysis have many books about the character. Horney, Ihazo, and Gurdjieff. Next, Karen Horney, next. So, you know, all these, the pupils of Freud, Jung, Reich, Adler, next. And the new, in our era, Perls, Ferenczi, Fenichel. So, character neurosis is an interference with instinct by passion under the sustaining influence of distorting cognition. An interference with instinct by passion, by sustaining influence of distorting cognition. So with neurosis, we have all these things. We have obsessions, anxiety attacks, phobias, and somatoform correction symptoms. And if you go to DSM 3, 4, 5, we see all these paranoid, schizotypal, dramatic, and narcissistic characters, or personality disorders like antisocial, borderline, avoidant, obsessive, compulsive, passive-aggressive, atypical, or other specified and mixed. Then comes the systemic knowledge with cybernetics. So we have cybernetics, instinct language, organismic self-regulation, and all this together goes to character in the middle. So the neurosis escalation goes from unconscious conflicts that we cannot understand, feeling of danger from these conflicts, unconscious defense mechanisms, neurotic symptoms, pathological personality traits. So we have neurosis, psychoneurosis, and psychosis with hysterias, obsessions, phobias, and sexual psychoneurosis. So the escalation is the information who gets the person is wrong, the motivations are wrong, the adjustment is wrong, the organization makes the neurosis, the neurotic character, and we have compensation symptoms. Karl Popper spoke about materials, spiritual, and collective neurosis. Collective neurosis, a country or the whole world have some collective neurosis. The problem is a problem about the existence, and this problem makes the character neurosis to every one of us. Next. Some psychodynamics. Γιατί βγάλω το λίγο έξω όταν το... Πήγαινε λίγο γρήγορα. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next. Ακόμα ένα. Next. Okay. Someone is making something in the slides and goes back. I don't know how.
Hello. So
Hello.
are you having any issues there?
Something is happening with the slides. It goes back automatically.
It is going back, is it?
Now we try to go to the right.
Right. So right now, what the slide which I'm able to see is perigenital emotional trauma. Do you want this one? This slide?
No, the next.
Next slide.
Next.
Is
Yes.
this?
Next. Goes back automatically. We don't want to go back, and it goes back from the. I don't know why.
Shall I go to the previous slide, sir, if you want?
No. We have to go to the 10 slides in front of us.
This one?
No, next.
Next.
Now, that's stop and goes back. Stop and goes back automatically. I don't know why.
Wait, Arpita ma'am, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Let's go some slides.
Yeah, I'll go to the previous slides.
No, go the other side, not this.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
You just tell me where to stop.
I can say next and yeah.
Yeah. Whichever you want, I'll stop there.
Yes. Go. Yes, go. Okay. This is the previous one.
Yeah.
One previous. No, the previous two now.
Okay.
Okay, here, yeah. We have styles, illusions and defenses. Next.
Yeah.
We have intelligence, extra introversion and neuroticism. All this makes the character. Sheldon, Eysenck and Cattell. Next. So, a clinical phenomenologist or a psychotherapist has to see the ruling passion of the patient. What's the ruling passion? What is the neurosis center? Make a therapist inside this patient and have an empathetic participation to help his patient. Next. This is what in homeopathy can do the same thing. So we have the Jungian typologies with character, deficiency, motivations, and cognitive mistakes. Next. So the core of neurosis is the symptoms are a manifest of conflicting character traits. And without uncovering and straightening out the neurotic character structure, we cannot cure a neurosis. Here, next. So about 6 to 7 years old, we crystallize a cognitive support in psych between 6 and 7 years. There crystallizes the character, and we have the neurotic character from 6 years till our end of our life, Piaget and Gesell. Next. So the character traits, all these are like a musical scale. Many of these I have taken from Naranjo Enneagram. He was a psychiatrist in South America and had a collaboration with Catherine Coulter and make to every Enneagram made some remedies of homeopathy inside with all these character traits like envy, avarice, demanding, obsessive, narcissistic, masochistic, sadistic, and suicidal. Next. Now let's go to homeopathy. Homeopathy, like clinical phenomenologist, has to take in consideration to give a remedy the toxicology, the provings, the clinical provings, and most of all, the emotional, motivational, and character information. Character information. Next. So, in homeopathy, we have to find the ruling passions of the patient, the cognitive defects, like a shadow in his energy, and the character, the remedy pictures. The remedy pictures is not only the pathology, it's the character itself, it's the personality itself. Next. So, in temperaments like Hippocrates, Sheldon, Gravoglu, Kent, we have neurosis picture, that is the symptoms we have in front of us. We have constitutional factors, and we have situational factors, and all this all together makes our materia medica. Next. Now, in some remedy pictures, idiosystatic and very frequent used, I will describe the characterological disposition, the constitution, where certain passions predominate. Next. In homeopathy, the constitutional remedy signifies the medicinal substance which encompasses the sum of the individual physical, emotional, and mental picture in health, and usually in disease. In health, we can find the remedy. Next. Because of the character. Katrin Coulter said that his temperament and disposition most expresses the wholeness of the patient, not the symptoms itself, the temperament and the disposition. Next. Although from Materia Medica Pura of Samuel Hahnemann, although the positive effects of Ignatia have a great resemblance to those of Nux vomica, so the symptoms are more or less the same, yet the emotional disposition, that it is not in the repertory, the emotional disposition of patients differs widely. Ignatia is not suitable for persons in whom anger, eagerness, or violence is predominant, but those who are subject to rapid alternations of gaiety and disposition to weep. Samuel Hahnemann. Next. The character gives the difference. The information is from all these writers, Hahnemann to Vithulkas, Lippe, Lilienthal, Hering, Wenninghausen, Kent, and Coulter. Next. 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 The most important thing in dreams is the sensations and the emotion of the patient. Next. Not what he is seeing, but the sensations and the emotions. So in Arsenicum album, the ruling passion, the ruling neurotic passion is this criticality and demandingness, the over-control. And this is not, you don't see it only in the pathology. If an Arsenicum album is a healthy person, you see this demandingness, this dominance, this over-control, this self-criticism, and perfectionism. So the character neurosis gives the picture of Arsenicum, but not his pathology only. Next. In Pulsatilla, we have this sweetness. Sweetness is not a pathology. To be sweet is not a pathology, but it's a character neurosis picture, the sweetness, the histrionism, the use of the histrion, the use of the womb, of the genitals, or of the sexual appeal to be well with others, to laugh. As Berke says, it is as an April day, a very good day with sun. Hedonism, assertiveness, love, needness of love. And this is not a pathology. This is the character of Pulsatilla that gives the difference, and you give Pulsatilla. Next. So about Phosphoros is like the Vanity Fair. Lives in vanity, superficiality, narcissism, social skills, eternal child. He is the mask. He is becoming the mask because inside we have a very small psyche, a very small substance, but he has a very big mask, Phosphoros. Next, Vanity Fair. So about natron muriaticum is a very big remedy. Let's say the introjection, the repression, the depression, the refinement, the secretly sufferers. All these are from, all these traits are from Karen Horney, Neurosis and Human Growth, and are exactly the natron muriaticum picture. Next. Martyrdom. Envy, lust, laugh with tears, or many laughs, uncontrolled laugh, nervous little laugh, smiles inappropriately. Laugh is a very good sign for character because you see some remedies or some patients laugh and some cannot laugh because they are melancholic or choleric constitution. From the laugh you can find the remedy. Next. I say that natron muriaticum is an attractor of bad situations and wants to teach a lesson and wants to be the best student. Vithulka said that absorbs the pain of others like carcinogen, and Ken says to be harmed by that which he loves best. Next. Sepia is complementary to natron muriaticum, indifferent, unsociable, detachment, need of solitude, passive-aggressive, intellectual, inflexibility, tightness, never happy unless annoying someone, very annoying, and inside the private office is very demanding and annoying. Next, Sepia. Lycopodium. Lycopodium is a very huge, large remedy. I say only this. The director, you know the directors and all these things and dictatorship and this. But if Lycopodium has one child to a school, a private school, and the child makes many things inside the school not good, and they call him to say to him that the child is not good, he says that the school is not good and he changes the school. Lycopodium has inside a very conscious conflict with his parents, especially his father, because his father didn't trust him that he will be very good to his job, to his career, and now his father is dead, and he wants to be the best of all, to say to his father, now you are dead, but I succeeded to supervene you. That's why we have the right problems, the right head, the right leg, because it's the father problems. So we have self-deception, friendliness, keeps you in distance, even with his wife, cannot have a good relationship, keep it distance with everyone. Timidity, cowardice, it depends on the miasm. Next, let's see after. Sulfur is only, I can say this, it's a very huge remedy, perhaps the most huge of every remedy. The charlatan. It's like a rugged philosopher, rebelliousness, ego plan, mythomania. Once he has had his say, there is no further reason to remain alert. He sleeps. He talks and then he sleeps, doesn't want to listen to anyone. Ego plan. Next. Nux vomica, this over-masculine, phallic, narcissistic personality. It's not a pathology, it's the personality, I insist, that makes the difference and gives nux vomica. The criticism, the insensitive to others, fighting for pleasure, sadistic, manipulation, work alcoholic. He really thinks that at the bottom of everything is fraud. Next, unforgiving. Calcarea carbonica, a big remedy usually in the psoric state, with this laziness, obesity, immaturity, but self-centered. If you have a woman, Calcarea carbonica, he loves her parents, but if she has now a husband and children, then the center goes to the new family and not to her parents. So Calcarea carbonica keeps close to her new family better and more than the old family. Self-centered, must be kicked to get started. If someone meets between sulfur, phosphorus, and Calcarea carbonica, phosphorus is the who will make the connection. Sulfur will start speaking, and then when Calcarea carbonica starts to reply, sulfur will leave. Doesn't want to hear anything. Next. Oral gratification, yes, to eat something every time. Survival. Argentum nitricum. This is the performer. This is the Spanish dancer or the singer, like Pavarotti. The expansion, the acceleration, the suffocation, the escape, the impulsiveness. Next. All these are neurosis traits. The aurum with this seriousness, determination, the high goals, the ambition, and the suicidal disposition. Next, neurotic traits. Carcinogen, like a man in a bottle. Fastidiousness, psychosis, suppression of the developing personality. Next. Next. Any criticism, no, the previous one. Any criticism is a shock. Want to please others. Abusive, aggressive, politeness, we see now, politeness is Thuja and carcinogen. Abusive, aggressive, causticum, Staphysagria, colosynthis. And you see, causticum, Staphysagria, colosynthis, in the middle, there is a road, the carcinogen road. And all these three goes around. Exaggeration in psychosis. Guilty conscience. Next. Next. So Templeton, the last proving of Templeton, the doctor from England who died in an air accident, the spaced out of carcinogen, the attraction to animals like Medorinum or torture animals, the strong intellectual power, and feel the pain of others to their body, like we said, natrium muriaticum and phosphorus. Next. Next. So, Barita carbonica, this the insecure, the dependency, the fear of being loved, these are all neurosis traits, are not pathology. Immaturity. If you see the film of Mozart, you see the emperor was Barita carbonica. Timidness, childish behavior. Next. Causticum. Union leaders. Paralysis. Sympathetic, sense of responsibility. Fanatical fighters against authority. This is the core of the neurosis. Fanatical fighters against authority. Injustice. Protest. Next. Ioschiamus with suspiciousness, jealousy, over-sexuality, like a natrium muriaticum, which is exposed now to sexual problems, mistrustful. Next. Next. Lachesis. All this attractive between psychotic and syphilitic miasm, attractive piercing gaze, jealous, manipulative, masochistic, loquacity, all this sexual centered and centered to the throat with the communication, and to the eyes, wants to influence like a snake, to influence you, to make you to be in narcolepsy. Next, attractive. Calcarbonicum, the civil servant, structured, black and white, control emotions, regulations, calcarbonicum. It's not a pathology, it's an neurological threat. And we decide the remedy from the neurological threat, not the pathology only. Next. Mercury. Silence of the Lambs, the movie. Mercury, Aurum, Platina have wide range of frequencies, so can speak to you as a doctor with your frequency, but they are more large than your frequency and can imitate every frequency. Violent fight, everyone is enemy, influenced, very easy influenced from others. Next. Stramonium, the threat, the threatening, that you feel it in the room. When stramonium goes inside and he's in a very acute stramonium condition, you feel the threat from his side, from the room, from the fright, the suffocation, the violence. Next. Veratrum album. This is the fallen angel. We have is no good. We see he wants to be the king, but he is not the king, or he was sometimes an angel, and he fall down. Grandeur, haughtiness, seek the attention, industrious, struggle to improve to the top position. He goes in the fire to change the world. This is veratrum. This is a personality, neurological trait. It's not pathology. Next. It's a character. Platina, the dominance, more wide than veratrum, dominance, attractive from distance, hatred towards inferiors, narcissistic, arrogance, and sexual passions, uses sex to dominate everyone. Even from the look, even from the head, the sex is very prominent. Next. Platina. So George Vithulkas once said in a prescription of carcinosinum that disease processes are evolving in the same or a similar way to the social or spiritual evolution of human beings. We say, for example, generally one nationality or race is more polite than another. What we may actually be implying unknowingly is that this evolved nation has undergone a series of degenerative processes through several generations of diseases that have transformed the primitive instincts into more acceptable forms of social behavior. So the process has some victims. Next. But not necessarily into more health. Evolution may be going head in head with degeneration, tempering or restraining some basic instincts of life that give pleasure or happiness on the physical level. When losing the pleasure on the physical level, the human being tries to find happiness through spiritual awareness. So disease is the discipline of the human being in its upward march for spiritual evolution. That is, Vithulkas says that. And I have some comment here for Yagazzi presentations 2 days ago. Miasm is not only the pathology that differs between psoric, psychotic, or syphilitic miasm. It's the dynamic process with a particular direction who is going upward, march for spiritual evolution. The pathology is the result of this going direction. The direction of symptoms, like rocks inside the sea, show the miasmatic influence. From acute miasm, as Hahnemann says, from acute miasms, not only 3, 4 miasms, the acute miasm, to syphilitic miasm. The other thing I can say here is that if we have an orchestra, I write in my book, if we have an orchestra, this is my first book, Homeopathic Topology, and the orchestra, there are many playing with organs. The miasm, the prevailing miasm in this orchestra is the rhythm that the maestro gives to the orchestra. The rhythm is the miasm. And if you play with this rhythm, you have many victims with organ failures, etc. But the rhythm is the miasm, not the pathology. So another thing I can say here that nutrition, organ failures, atony, fever, proliferation, or catastrophe of organs are only side effects to find your goal to go up to intellectual and to find a spiritual trait. Mindfulness is the path to have better understanding of the world. Next. So if we go from Freud to Jacques Lacan, Freud is the first psychotherapist, the first psychoanalyst, the first psychiatrist with psychoanalysis, and Lacan was the last one. After Lacan, I don't remember anyone so prominent. So Lacan has these 3 rings. The 3 rings, he liked to make, he has written a book like Topologically Speaking. The 3 rings is the real one, is the real, the red one. The blue one is the illusionary or fantastic, and the green one is the symbolic. If you have all the rings okay with these connections, we are okay. If one ring starts to be bigger, we have neurosis. If the one ring gets smashed or broken, every other ring go apart and we have psychosis. Next, this is the 3 ring of Jacques Lacan. We have this gyrometer of going up from acute miasm to psychotic, syphilitic, and etheric miasm in the top. Next, this is my new book. When we have this spiral of trying a person to go up with all of these organ failures, etc., sometimes can have a catastrophe, can have a collapse. When we have a collapse, it goes down. Then in the collapse, you have the more energy from the universe. The collapse makes you to feel full of energy. If you don't have a collapse and you just stop in a psychotic or syphilitic state without moving back and forth, then you don't have this big inside energy to change your conscience. Next. So you see, to have a very good energy from the background, from the universe, from the space outside you, you have to collapse. Next. We are very interesting to the center of this hurricane, the center, because in the center there are no symptoms. The symptoms are all around the center, all around this eye, and the symptoms are only the dryness, the try of the patient to go up to his conscience. Next. So, if you would go to Sankara view and his father and Rajan Sankara about the fluoric acid, indifference to loved ones, yet talks pleasantly to strangers, increased sexual desire and lack of moral feeling, very good presentation of fluoric acid. Next. We have the situational materia medica with delusion, marriage must be dissolved, and you have the fluoric acid diathesis, but, next, there are some strange attractors. In my opinion, the person is fluoric acid before the problem and attracts this situation, like medorinum, like ignatia, like natrium muriaticum, like fluoric acid, like agaricus, and all the remedies. There is the personality neurological trait of fluoric acid that attracts to find the husband and that does not want him after a while and wants to break the marriage. There is the medorinum that wants to make many relationships to find gonorrhea and to be more calm with gonorrhea. It's better to give a remedy than to have gonorrhea. It's the ignatia that tries to find a male and then to be sad because he broke the relationship, and ignatia goes to ignatia state. But she is ignatia from the very beginning. Natrium muriaticum, the same, fluoric acid, agaricus, who tries to find accidents and deaths, becomes an oncologist or an undertaker because he is afraid of death. So it is before the strange attractor is before the situation. Next. The inner substance is something that we have inside us. It's very small in the beginning of our life, there are little exceptions. Some are born with very big inner substance. And if you try to open your chakras and receive energy, it can be cultivated. But you can live all your life without open, only with your mask. And you can go from this life with a very small inner substance. So we have, from the other thing, we have conscience. From the other, we have knowledge. The knowledge can be very big. You can be a professor, very big professor with much knowledge. But if you don't cultivate your inner substance, the knowledge is nothing. If you cultivate the inner substance and you open your chakras, then every knowledge goes inside. Next. So we have new thesis to repertory with psychoanalytical terms, studying delusions in the mind. Okay, everyone do it. Situational materia medica, but in the number of remedies used to cure. We see so many new remedies, strange remedies, rare remedies like Samaritium, Moriaticum, Sulfuricum. Hahnemann had only 107 remedies, and he was a very good to cure everyone. Next. So in my epilogue, and I stop here, awareness of the reality is cure, and health is freedom. Health is not only freedom, health is to be in this reality, which is always changes, without making symptoms, to go with the reality without having symptoms, compensating symptoms. We have to work on self. The passions, the intellectual life, and the spiritual motivation awareness is a path. It's a path with miasmatic influence. The fighting with the mask of internal self is always a good thing to do to alleviate yourself. Next. Next. Thank you very much, and I'm waiting for any question. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for the beautiful presentation. Now the platform is open for questions. I will ask the participants to kindly, if you have any questions, sir would like to answer. Any question? So it was a wonderful session because I myself read a book many years back. I would like to talk about that. And that was about the healing power of illness. That was a very wonderful book. I don't know whether you have read about that book or not. It's a German book which has been translated in English, The Healing Power of Illness. And it's a homeopathic book only, where they talk about that illness is basically a way of reaching towards health, towards knowing the reality. So it's not something to be feared about. So what I understood today was that the same understanding which you gave, that it's about the awareness of what we are. Once the perception of self is right, the disease dissolves.
Yeah. If you want to cross a river, a river, and you have with you many things, you have to get rid of the things. We have to have a catastrophe, have a collapse. Rid of all things you have inside you, knowledge, go to the river, go out to the other side. If you have many knowledge and many things with you, you will be drunk. You have to be free to go to the other side, to have more conscience. Yes, Dr. Hazmi.
Let me thank you so much, sir. It was a very great and wonderful session with you. I think it was my first time to listen from you, to see you, and I hope this session and this program will continue in the future. We will arrange more and more sessions, webinars for understanding the homeopathy internationally. And not me, not anyone, all world needs the legend homeopaths like you. And we really appreciate your session, to being with us. And thank you.
Thank you, me too.
BJN. Thank you, BJN Company, for organizing such a wonderful webinar series. And thank you, all organizers. Dr. Yashika, today she is absent, and Arpita and Tiwari. Everyone who helped in this session to be success. Everyone have the right to sorry, I want to say thanks to each individual, and special thanks to our audience to be with us, to listen and learn from respected Dr. Costas. And thank you all audience to be with us up to end of the session.
So we have a question here from our audience. Shall I ask this question, yes, sir? If you give me permission. Yeah. So this is by Dr. Hetal Mehta. So she's asking, Arsenic album has the feeling of insecurity. Can you kindly elaborate on that?
Yeah.
There's a feeling of insecurity.
Insecurity. Yeah. Insecurity. Arsenicum album, because he has this inner sense of insecurity, tries to find security in what he is doing and what he is seeing, in what his environment. Because he has chaos inside, he's afraid of death. Every night, death comes inside. He sleeps and wakes up and says, "No, I don't want to be dead. I don't want to die." And this inner feeling of death and chaos goes outside to make things in a row, to have many things illicit. We have many things, and if he dies, he thinks that if he has all these things with him, he will grab the things with him and take them with him in the other world. Arsenicum grabs the things because he does not want to die. The house inside and the order outside are the pathological traits of Arsenicum. Even in a session in Liga, was a French guy who said that I don't believe that Arsenicum, I don't give in the Arsenicum that he is with the money, the problem with the money, with Arsenicum does not want to pay. It's a very good. But he said that I only give the symptoms. Arsenicum is the coldness or the restlessness of these things, the low fever. And I said it was an Indian guy, very famous there. And I said, no, the money is more interest the money than the symptoms, because when we have the symptom, we have these software programs with the symptoms, the artificial intelligence, symptoms and symptoms and symptoms. But we don't know the quality of the symptom. The symptom is the same in many remedies, but the quality, the emotion, the sensation of the symptom are not inside the repertories. So if you see an Arsenicum, if you see how he sits, how he stares you, how he says to you, be aware, I'm listening to you. See me, don't say other things. Don't take your phone. I'm listening to you. I give you my problem. Be alert. This is Arsenicum. So this is, you have to give Arsenicum. The symptoms are not, it's the pathological threat. Okay. This is Arsenicum.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Anybody else have any question which we can ask? If anybody is interested to ask any questions, sir is ready to answer. So I myself have a question for you. Can I ask that question, sir? So the question is like, when you started the session, you said that Lycopodium, a child will, if the school says that this is not good, the child is not good, the child would say the school is not good.
Yes, and the child will like, yeah.
Yeah, and the child will like to change the school for that sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sir, my question was like, when is it because of the insecurity, or is it because of the egoistic nature of the Lycopodium that he wants to change the school or the job repeatedly?
It's the same with like Calcarea carbonica can do it. Calcarea carbonica is the same, because I have to speak about miasms. Calcarea carbonica, sulfur and Lycopodium are the basis of psoric miasm in the beginning. Now we have Lycopodium in psychotic miasm in this era, but in the era of Feynman, Lycopodium was totally psoric. So in this psoric constitution, in these psoric constitutions, we have self-centered essence, self-centered, and doesn't want to change their opinion for their children. So it's better to fight to have the problem with the school, but not with their children, because this is the narcissistic, the self-ego, that and the self-centered personality trait that it's a defense mechanism. The defense mechanism of the Lycopodium to preserve his idea about his child. His child cannot be the bad guy. Yeah, in the beginning, but after, or in a psychotic state, because we have a syphilitic lycopodium, different things. Yeah.
So it's more of a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
So it's more of a defense mechanism of lycopodium.
Defense mechanism. If I start to speak about miasms, because we said that carcinogen or carcerinum miasm has a catastrophe, so it can be syphilitic. No. Carcinogen can be in psoric state, in acute state, in psychotic state, and syphilitic state. In every state you have cancer, but if you have cancer in a psoric state or an acute state, the prognosis is very good. But if you have cancer in psychotic state, the prognosis is more pure, and the syphilitic state is very pure. You can be dead. So it's not the pathology. Cancerinum state, miasmatic cancerinum state, it's a path. It's a path from the center of all organisms, the self-destruction, cancerinum state. I can give it in a scheme, if we can make a scheme, to give it, the center is the black, the road of cancerinum. All the others, I have many chakras colors. And we go to the etheric state. And the more of them is to have a collapse. If you don't have a collapse to your energy from an accident, from a loss, from something, from a economical accidents, if you don't have a collapse, a real collapse, in all your life you are very protected, you don't have the chance to change. The only chance to change is to have a collapse. After the collapse, you are different, and you make a different effort to find a new conscience. This is my opinion.
Thank you, sir. So what we, as an Indian, I understand the chakra system, which is basically about the neuroendocrine system. And neurosis is again about the neuroendocrine system. So there is an amalgamation of all the things together, bringing science, spirituality, and the Indian system of medicine, which has already talked about the chakra system. So it was a very beautiful understanding of what you said today, sir.
It is not metaphysics. What I'm saying is not metaphysics. It is physics. Normally physics. Chakras is physics, not metaphysics.
So it was considered earlier to be a metaphysical thing, but with the quantum, I think it has become more of a scientific thing in nature. Now people understand that it's more scientific. So it was wonderful listening to you, sir, and understanding the entire system in a very scientific perception, and then understanding all the things, all the different types of drugs and their traits, the neurotic traits, which are not pathological, but they are the traits. This is what I understood today, because for me also it was always like I felt these are pathological, but not. They are the personality traits with which the person is. So it was wonderful hearing to you, sir, and knowing about you. And we hope to continue this in future as well. And thank you, Hazmi, sir, for giving us such a wonderful opportunity to have an interaction with sir and to invite him on our platform. I'm also thankful to Shashwat for being such a wonderful help in the background, and all the wonderful audience to be here with us today and contributed in this wonderful webinar. We hope to continue with you all again in the future. We have more sessions, such wonderful session coming up, and we hope, sir, Dr. Kostas, sir, that in future we will have more such a wonderful session from you. And with this, I would like to say thank you on behalf of...
Perhaps I can come someday to Afghanistan, because great Alexander, who came to Afghanistan, is near my home in Beria. He was born near my home, so I want to come to Afghanistan to find my colleagues there.
Very soon, sir, very soon, with your help, very soon we will make this homeopathic system success in Afghanistan, inshallah, because we started from zero, still not been recognized with the government of Afghanistan, with the Ministry of Public Health. And very soon, I hope, if you are with us, we will achieve our goal effectively and efficiently in the near future, inshallah.
I am all my psyche is with us, with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Salute for you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. I was not here in person for viewing everything, but then also whatever I heard, it was seriously very knowledgeable, and in a very normal way, I'll say that you explained each and everything in a subtle form that everyone could understand it and could grasp the knowledge which you were presenting with us.
Thank you very much.
That's it. And thank you so much for being here and guiding us through this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now it should be.
God
Okay.
bless everyone.
Yeah.
Allah Hafiz.
Yeah. Allah Hafiz.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Good afternoon. Yeah.